do want to do that like history bit. Like I'll do like as much research as I can, collecting things, and do like a whole like history storytelling of them.
Oh yeah,
and
then, very important arm wrestler.
Yeah, and then
was going to be unnamed.
No.
Name names, man.
But
name names.
And then like drop it of like whoever we're gonna be having on the podcast soon, so it kind of builds up this story. Right. Ask them questions, because like that research will eventually give me like interesting questions, hopefully.
Right.
But all right, let's get into it.
Rolling or what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back, you guys. This weekend has been a very disappointing weekend for the arm wrestling community. Even though, like, East versus West 18 just happened, and the card itself was fantastic. We had awesome matches. Just very entertaining.
Some crazy upsets.
Yeah, we had wild upsets.
Some crazy wars.
Oh, yeah. It was fantastic, and ultimately, we didn't have a single American athlete lose.
Is that right?
I had no American athlete lose.
Damn, son.
It was USA's day.
That's wild.
Who?
Wallace Dilly lost.
No, Wallace Dilly won.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Wallace Dilly won.
He came back? It?
Yeah, I watched it. I
watched some of it.
I
was on the road.
I wrote down the notes
of
every match. I wrote down the notes of every match.
Let's get into some of these matches and some of these results.
The whole weekend, the whole card was overshadowed with all this drama.
There's a lot of BS going on. Let's get into some of these crazy. It's overshadowing the dope results and the dope turnouts, because there was some crazy wars.
Oh, dude!
Are you kidding me? I'm hyped up right now. I was tired a minute ago.
The only thing I didn't get. The only thing I didn't get.
God damn it, boy! You gonna remember my name? It's Wallace Goddamn Dilly. Fire up!
Like, the thing that's so disappointing is because it was a fantastic card. We had some issues with the live stream,
technical
issues. We got clarification on those technical issues, why they were happening.
Yeah.
And like,
I paid $20 and missed like a quarter of the card though.
Yeah. Well, the first hour and a half was there was nothing you could see because they had a power outage at the hotel. Because the hotel did not want them to have a generator
or whatever,
because it's not eco-friendly. It pollutes the environment. But
goddamn Chicago.
Obviously, like, that's a venue issue. That's not East versus West issue, because that demands a lot of power. You know, if the hotel cannot supply and they want to be a venue, then they are foolish, because they said, oh yeah, we can do this, and then obviously they couldn't. But
well, let's start off with this Wallace Dilly, because you just broke news, dude. So.
Oh wait!
I was watching this on the road too.
Hold up! I was wrong.
Oh my gosh!
So Bournemouth did win.
We'll be right back.
Now I feel like an absolute fool,
cardboard man, dog.
Because I remember writing. I remember when I was watching it, I kept just being like, "Oh, American
Wallace
was
Dilly
winning.
got
America
it one
was
time.
winning." Yeah.
He got beaten.
But it's been a few days. It's been a few days.
We had some other guys before that match. Was it Moranto before that?
Yeah, Joseph Moranto and
no, Moranto came
Italian
after.
Guy?
Portella. Those came after.
Portillo's.
Yeah.
Portillo's.
Because as far as I know, like when it comes to the video, it started correctly, like with the matchups.
Man, way to kill energy in the room, dude.
Right. Yeah, I know. I totally fucked up
there. We're all fired up and shit, dog.
Let's bring it back. We did have Paul Lynn versus the young stud. We found out Arson's real age. Dude's 22. That's
23.
Insane.
23.
He's 23. Mike Jordan.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
He's got a great future. If
kind of feel bad for talking about his haircut the other day, but his haircut's kind of funny. So
but
it's good.
We'll get into the first match. So the first match was I'm just gonna say the names because I can't remember exactly how the names went, but it was Dilly versus Bournemouth.
Yeah,
and so round one, Bournemouth he got and I wrote down that Borman had snatched his pronator, or snatched Dilly's pronator and isolated his bicep, and the pin just came right easy.
Yeah, he got his ass good, man. He said, ready, go, boom, and he ripped him. He ripped him good.
Yeah, yeah.
But then the second match, dude, so out of the strap, it was a whole different ball game because he was coming back hard, and out of the strap was really good. He had really good hand placement, and he's holding on.
Yeah.
And Rickard is just being a little...
Well, I think because of that round one,
out.
Dilly realized that Borman or that he couldn't hook against Borman.
No, he wasn't banging with him inside.
Because in round 2, Dilly, he focused a lot more on his riser and back pressure, and he definitely made it look like he could still be in the fight because he got the pin, and then in round 3, Dilly got a top roll. And Borman didn't have an answer to it.
Dilly, he smoked him or what?
Wait, that was round 3?
That was
round 2, right?
Yeah, that was round 2.
Yeah.
Sorry. For some reason, that first one was a little mixed up. Right?
This dude's losing his marbles.
A lot of things was happening Saturday. So.
No, yeah, for sure. I was watching this on the road, actually. Me and Zach were driving up to the Madeira, and we're watching it on the road, and I'm like, oh, shit. I was pissed. I was fuming. I was like, son of a gun, dude.
Yeah. No, it was...
wanted my dog to win, man.
Yeah. But, and then round 3, Borman came with a outside low hand top roll. And then... but Borman ended up getting the win due to elbow fouls.
Yeah. That's not the only person who won off elbow fouls.
Oh, you talking about Zaranov?
Oh, Todd.
Yeah, Todd.
Dude, we got to get to match.
Like
man.
people
Hey, man, I'm just building it up.
yeah. Well, we'll get into that, but because when they were showing the elbow, like people were saying that Zaranov was robbed.
A lot of people are saying that. I don't understand that.
Yeah. If you watch the video, his elbow comes off the pad.
If you guys are on that side, drop in the comments because I don't even understand what they're talking about.
I'm not even a Michael Todd fan. I criticized the guy so much, and like. Saranov's elbow just kept coming off the pad. That's his problem.
Yeah, dude.
He was going crazy, though.
It was a fantastic match.
That was a nut match.
It was
I love that
cool.
match, dog.
It was so cool.
That was fire.
But I really enjoyed this next match. It was Ryan versus Alan Ford. Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Bellinger? Yeah, Bellinger.
Ryan Bellinger.
Yeah. And...
or Bellinger.
Yeah, something like that.
Bellinger, yeah.
And I remember this one being very exciting because round 1, because Ryan was so committed to that hook, And
I didn't catch that one.
Ford was just top roll.
Well, Ford was styling on him. Ford used everything. He did everything.
Which one was the bald dude?
Press.
That was Ford. Ford was
the Canadian guy. Which one's the Canadian?
I don't think he was bald, but
Ford.
Alan Ford, yeah.
I don't think he was bald, but he was a taller.
He's tall.
He was a taller white
He
guy.
was bulked up, dude. He looked like Clark Kent with the before he turned Superman. You know what I mean?
He was getting it or what?
Yeah. So round one,
smashing at first.
Yeah, it was.
What's his name had so much side pressure. He said he was working on the side pressure. Yeah,
smoked him.
Oh, so here I'll get into it. So round 1 was a big match because Alan he came sorry.
Fuck, man. Keep going.
Alan went in with a top roll, or he top rolled Ryan, and even though Ryan had a strong hook, he lost his wrist and got pinned. And round 2, Alan Ford he went into back pressure and transitioned into a beautiful press. He just swung straight into it real fast, and he got the pin there.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and round 3, Alan Ford is just showing off his technical prowess. Like I remember he was transitioning from 3 different moves, and he was getting Ryan.
But that was because
he was getting Ryan real close to the pin pad every time he did it. So I was just like, dude, that was beautiful.
Because Ryan's side pressure was so heavy though that he couldn't finish. Eventually, he was just like, you could see the wear in his face.
In Ford's face.
Yeah, Ford was like, because he was trying to get right, and he kept getting higher and higher. But the side pressure was just all biceps, so he's going, but he's Oh, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm-
And correction,
I can picture the match in my
for the
head.
first round, Ryan actually won the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a tough match. Alan
was a
Ford
tough
looks like
ass match, dude.
looks like a strong dude, and then they're talking about he has a long history of good beating good pullers. So I was like, man, it's gonna be a tough day.
He's a fucking WAL dude.
But I have faith
UAL
in Ryan
dude.
Bellinger. I don't know too much about him, but I was like, man, we'll see.
Well,
Carolina
I mean,
Chaos, boy.
he was just committed. He was just committed because he kept going for that hook. Just wouldn't give it up. And it paid off in the end because in round 3, Alan Ford.
He had no hand.
he was
He's
showing
just
off
like this.
He was showing off all his technical ability, and he was getting Ryan super close to the pin pad, but he ended up getting Ryan. But he showed off a bunch of different moves. And in round 4, Ryan finally gets his next pin after, like, I was starting to not believe in Ryan anymore. And but all the elbow fouls ended up winning his favor. He
Because
got
Ford
the round.
couldn't. He can't transition to be right here, and then he's right here. He's just kept coming, sliding.
Yeah.
That's how my elbow kept getting. That's how you get bruised and shit, because you're coming so hard. Boom, sideways.
Well, a lot of those
boom,
guys,
boom.
their elbow, like when you watch the pad, their elbows are like barely ever touching the pad.
But he's not. He's going like this, but he can't friggin' get to the press good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that Devin match.
Well, I think he was wearing out. Like the match was just going on a little too long for
Yeah.
him because Ryan was just
'Cause
you
he's
could tell
fighting that
he's
thing.
super sticky in that position because he was just willing to bang in it. and
His
bang in
elbow's
it.
stupid strong.
Yeah.
So
His
they went
elbow
all the
tendons-
rounds, huh?
Huh?
They went all the rounds.
Yeah, they went all 5 rounds. And Ryan, like, you could definitely tell that Ryan was, like, he was starting to get a little bit more amped in that 5th round. And Allen
he
was
was
looking a
fired
little
up.
defeated. You could tell that the match was just wearing on him. He's
burned,
Because
Burnt
Ryan
biscuits.
he just stole it from him and just pinned him super fast. Super fast. And, but it was a fantastic match. Fantastic.
Dude's burnt goods, man.
but Ryan did make a fun joke saying that he needs or he's like, Levon, where's your oxygen tank? I need it.
Yeah, right.
You know, Levon was pissed.
But the next
He's drinking
one,
a Coca-Cola.
so the next one we had
the
Wagner.
little mini one.
The next match we had Wagner,
Oh,
and
and
we had a
Pablo,
last
man.
minute
Oh,
fill-in with
snap.
Pavlo,
Hell yeah.
and what a match that was,
That dude
Pablo?
lives
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Chicago.
huh?
That dude, I just seen a picture of him the other day. He just posted on his Facebook. That fool was like crazy.
Oh, dude, he looked crazy in the match too.
bet.
Like
bonkers, man.
he like
He beat the shit out of him.
oh yeah. No, like
He
Wagner
beat the
didn't
shit
win.
out of him.
Wagner didn't win a single round.
That's not even
No.
cool, man.
Yeah,
That's freaked up, man, because he's all trained up for this match. Pablo's like, yeah, I was going to go ahead a
it's tough
tournament
with
next month, but
it's
whatever.
tough with a last minute fill in because you were training for somebody specific. You know,
Shit, man.
Yeah.
He's at peak physical performance. He's on all the Brazilian
he's on all the pancakes.
testosterones. You know what I mean? He's a crazy person. He's a Viking.
Yeah, but
Pablo, man.
But
Yeah.
Pablo's a
dude, Pablo,
Pablo's
like
the
especially
Terminator
since he's been
dog.
out for 2 years, also.
who?
Pablo. They said that we haven't seen him in 2 years, and he filled in within the last 48 hours. And
Pretty sure he was.
that's what they
maybe,
said. They could
maybe.
be wrong because I don't like
be
I don't
tweeting, too.
follow Pablo, but that's
be
what they
tweeting.
said.
Pablo, huh? He's a killer, dude.
Oh,
a killer.
I
seen him on
I
the
became a fan right after
Monster
that.
Factory cards.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Pablo, man.
Oh, okay.
He trains Travis Bajan and them too. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Because his son's out there doing his thing on the Bears, so that's dope.
But yeah, I mean, like
That match was all right, though.
He lives in America, so that was another American
Yeah, that's another American win.
win. Yeah.
That's what the second one. Because the first one we would have had 3. I thought we had 3 for like 30 seconds.
Oh shoot!
And
I
then
actually
you
jumped
shot me
one
down.
match by
Are you
accident.
serious?
Well, I over scrolled it, dude. All of it kind of looks the same to me.
I just messed
I should have wrote it in different colors.
You do
But the match that we accidentally skipped was Portela versus Moranto.
Oh yeah. That was good, dude. There we go, USA, Arizona boy too.
Moranto.
Yeah, but honestly, like Portela didn't have anything for Moranto.
He stomped a muddle in his ass,
Oh
dude.
yeah. No, he stomped
He
him.
was hella ripped too. He's all
Yeah. Yeah.
To get your ass just stomped into the earth.
Portobello?
Yeah. Portobello. But like with Moranto winning, that was another American win. So we had
3 for 4.
Yeah, we had Ryan win, Moranto win, Pavlo win.
Tally him up.
And we the next one is Devin versus Kardeccia.
Was that the next match?
That was the next match.
Holy shit! So it wasn't the.
They weren't the co-main like I
wasn't
thought.
the co-main, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, but it was close.
It's not fucking close, dude. It's not close. No, but it's close. Close enough.
Hey, the way the match went,
fourth
that
match
shit
in
was fire.
Yeah, that match was pretty good.
I think that match was bullcrap, dude. I didn't think the elbow hop was bad.
Which one?
I didn't.
The one that Kardeccia did and got a foul on.
The one that ultimately-
you're supposed to let
the one
these
that
matches
ultimately
go,
ended
man.
it?
You're supposed to let these matches go.
Was that the one that ended it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody wants to see a match end on fouls.
I didn't see
totally,
a big engagement like
anticlimactic
going forward
to the whole
or backwards.
If
I
it's
just saw
like the last
a minor
round.
elbow hop, which
Yeah, but if it's like the last round, I almost think it should be just a warning. You know,
Well, they should just
Because,
at that point they should just let it fly, and then unless it's egregious, and then like they should do what they do running foul. On that last
I
joint,
miss
at
running
least
fouls, man.
on that last one.
Running fouls.
You know what I mean? Because then it's like, all right, at least let the dude finish the war that they started.
Right.
me,
Because there's so much you commit into it. You know?
Yeah, I think that was bullshit because I thought Alex was gonna win that match.
Yeah.
You think so?
But even
Yeah,
though,
fudge yeah.
well,
Fudge yeah, dude.
yeah,
He was laying on
he put Kardeccia and both
he
you
was
and me went
pressing
Devin.
too, huh?
Yeah.
He was pressing Devin.
bullshit.
And Devin was talking
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I was
That
actually
was talking about
surprised.
hot stuff.
I was
That's my
surprised how
guy.
strong Devin looked into that.
Dude, you kidding me? He cracked that wrist at first, and then he went over to Morzon. I was like, remember when I cracked your wrist?
Yeah. No, he was talking mad shit.
Yeah, he's a fool.
But like I will say, through the whole card, I did become a fan of Kardeccia because I loved his
Kardeccia?
sportsmanship.
Stand-up guy.
Oh,
man.
stand up! He was just showing class, you
Right.
know.
bullshit.
And he's a giant.
Oh, he's huge.
He's a literal
He's
giant.
a freaking gorilla, man.
Yeah, he was like the same size as Brian. Shaw.
makes-
snap.
he makes
Yeah, that
big
makes
people.
sense.
Because Brian had a backstage video.
Yeah, you saw them.
And he was like meeting up
That's
with like all
crazy.
the athletes, and like him and Kardeccia was like the same height and width. And
Yeah, but
I was
Brian
just like,
should be
damn.
wearing those goddamn lift shoes, dog.
Yeah.
He be wearing
But I
them
think
lift ass shoes.
Kardeccia was kind of wearing big shoes too.
Alex Kardeccia don't be wearing.
You
he
got
them
to when you're
small
that
as
big,
black
dog.
shoes.
You need support. You need
Yeah.
You need to.
It sounds like coward talk to me.
Oh man,
Build up the feet.
these are like 7 feet tall, dog.
Yeah, they're like 400 pounds
They
too.
get clown shoes.
Yeah, right? It's like, dude, the fuck? You walk with the extra
Like,
two
dude, these
bills
are
on
custom made.
Bro, you can custom make your calluses on your feet too
you.
if you just
Fuck
use
yeah,
them.
bud. That's the Liver King.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about your uncle getting locked up?
Shouldn't have been smoking meth.
Should have been messing with Joe Rogan, dog. Come on.
He said, I'll
That
fight
was
Joe
your
Rogan.
problem.
Joe Rogan like, what? I call it.
Yeah,
I,
he
know,
just
I got
had
some
to-
boys in the FBI. Hey, Mike
Call-
Baker.
Yeah.
Mike Baker, let me talk to you
He
real quick.
skipped the
Baker's
cops. He
CIA.
called straight to FBI.
Get the CIA.
But
Crazy, dog.
but so the next match, it was a quick match, but it was pretty cool to see. It was Paul Lynn versus Arson.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I watched that one.
And
Yeah,
like it was actually super cool to watch Arson up there because he played a lot of mind games.
You seen
on-
Arson, and then you see Vrej behind him. You see
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Aiken behind him.
Yeah. And
Yeah, he was. He
and
was. He
Arson was
didn't
a
want to
good
grip
sport,
up at
too.
first. He kind of was like, "Oh, let me go get some chalk."
yeah, well, he was
Paul was like, "Man, what are we doing?"
well, he was
What are we doing?
he was jumping a lot of false starts.
Yeah, he was doing
And-
that too.
Yeah, and but it was like I liked the way he was doing the false starts because they were just he was mixing them up. He was making Paul Lynn guess, but Paul Lynn was just way too strong.
Yeah, Paul Lynn's like, dude, tell me what I can't do.
And,
No, he didn't
and
say it
honestly-
like that, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
How did he say it, dog? How did he say it, dude?
Yeah, fire him up, man.
Yeah, it was really cool to see because
Tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can't do.
but it was cool watching that because seeing what Arson does in California and then seeing how Paul Lynn performed against him, it's just like, damn, that's how strong Paul Lynn actually is.
Damn, yeah, that's true.
American strong right there.
Yeah.
That's USA power right there, bro.
Paul Lynn's the man, dude. Because
honestly, after seeing Paul though, like you know what he's capable of. Yeah, you know what he's been doing, and then also you know how he's competing with Todd Hutchins. So you know how strong Todd Hutchins is, the champion of the world.
Yeah, and then there's Todd Hutchins level. Like, dude, there's levels.
Well, that's what's so fascinating about seeing Arson pull against him, because we see how Arson pulls against the guys here, you know, and then it's just all like those jumps are so crazy.
Yeah, that stuff he was doing though was some high level stuff.
Yeah,
those fouls, those mind games, that, you know, the grip up.
Arson definitely belongs
it might not even have been mind games. It could have been like he could have been nervous. This is his first time on the East versus West stage. You know what I mean? Going against Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
Could have just been nervous. He's like, man, I'm pulling Paul Lynn right now.
Oh yeah, but he definitely belongs.
He hung in there for a second, but Paul was just like, man, staring at the ref, like, you gonna call it?
Yeah.
What do I gotta do this? Tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can't do. Let's go. Shout out to Paul Lynn, baby.
Yeah, Paul Lynn, you the man, dude.
Stand
you the
up,
man,
dog.
Oh yeah, and Paul Lynn was just showing class, and Arson was even showing class. You know, like just good sports. Always love to see it. You know, and then so the next match we had.
It was the match of the night, right?
Yeah, it was. In my opinion, it was absolutely the match of the
Michael
night.
Todd?
No, it was.
The fuck?
It was Matt Mask versus Iraq.
Oh hell yeah!
Now that was the match of the night.
Oh man, I mean,
that was my favorite match. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. I definitely loved it.
I've never been so happy to lose or be wrong.
But I called it. I said Matt Mask.
I couldn't believe I didn't believe in Matt Mask.
Yeah, can't tame the wild horse.
Yeah,
but he looked shaky at first.
Oh, he did.
I was tripping, dog.
I was starting to be like when I saw the first two rounds, I was just all like, dude,
cooked, boy. I didn't even show Zach.
Yeah.
I was chilling in the car watching it, and I'm watching it right, and I'm like, oh fuck. Oh, okay. Let's see. Second match. All right, let's see what he does. Oh fuck. No, okay. I'm not even gonna show Zach. Skip. And then I seen him crack him. I'm like, what, dog?
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, restart. And then I watched another one, get him again. I'm like, oh, yeah. But he's all a false start hella hard. Like, a few times, he's like, what the
yeah. Well, because Devin, I think Devin was giving him advice.
All tripping and shit.
Well, I think Devin kept telling him, he's like, false start as much as you can, use your fouls, you know, because he was kind of giving Hermes the same advice.
Well, it was crazy because I was in the front seat. We're on the way to family party. That's why we couldn't make it to Tuolumne. We'll get that in a little bit too. But yeah, dude, this dude shows me the video. We watch it. He's getting cracked
off.
Yeah, it's already bad. I'm like, man, all right, man. He's probably gonna lose. You know what I mean? But then again, though, you never know because all it takes is one stop.
I already know.
Well,
right when it happened,
I rewound it.
Oh, dude! Like, did you hear what Matt Mask said? Like right before he got that first pin.
Nah, I didn't. But I seen what did he say?
I can't remember exactly what it was because I didn't write it down. But it was like I'm not done yet.
What I seen was it was 2-0. Irakli's up, and I seen him in his corner. He's talking to Devin, and I was like, "Damn, bro, this fool looks like he don't look defeated, but he looks like Devin was giving some pep talk. You know what I mean? He's like, man, you got to fire it up." And then you could just see Matt just staring him down, staring him dead in his eyes, and man, I was like, man, that wild horse is engaging right now, dog.
Yeah,
he's kicking in the third gear. And right when they went, they said go, and he had the strap on, and he cracked his wrist. It was literally like he hit into a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after that, you could just see the confidence in Matt just rise.
Dude, I couldn't believe how well he was cracking Irakli's wrist.
After that, he was cooked.
Yeah,
Irakli was cooked.
Irakli couldn't engage his wrist anymore.
It was almost like he found the lane and he was like, oh, I'm not even going to have to switch nothing else. You're done.
Yeah.
And Irakli was talking to mess of stuff,
bro. Dude. Well, you could see Irakli in the first two rounds, all happy, super confident.
He's like,
yeah. He's all super smiley, like he's kind of like just being like cracking
like,
jokes
look
and
at my
stuff.
bicep, I have no tricep.
Yeah. And then he got his wrist cracked, and that went away fast.
Oh, yeah.
That went away real fast.
Started sweating and shit.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
how about at the end though when
LeVon was
LeVon, yeah,
Oh, you got in that argument? Yeah, he was all
pretty
like,
much jumped up on the ref.
yeah, he was yelling at the ref, but
Luke's
it's just
like,
like,
"Hey,
what is he?
You see my mustache goatee?
He's lucky.
that?
He's lucky it wasn't Scott Wynn.
Oh,
Scott would be
shit.
throwing the man.
Oh shit, making moves on his ass.
Bull real quick.
About to be making some moves on him.
But like, what I loved when Matt got that first pin and he just looked up to the crowd and the camera zoomed in on him. He's all, "What the fuck?"
Oh, snap. And the crowd was going crazy. That was the dope part.
dude.
They were showing the crowd,
Yeah,
and the crowd
they
was
were
going wild.
nuts. They were
dude.
going nuts.
I'm trying to say, I was like, damn, I think I can see a few people in there that I think I know on
Well, I know.
socials and
the hell?
stuff.
I know Daniel. Well, like
Are those my boys in the VIP?
Oh yeah,
I know. I think I'm getting the names right.
Pavlov.
Pavlo or
Yeah,
Pavlov.
Yep.
And, or
Jason.
like Nick and Jason.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
went down
yeah.
there. I seen they went down
Yeah,
there.
boy.
Yeah,
Dope.
yeah. No, that was super cool. It was super cool.
Totally
Even Nick, he even got a medal.
I seen that, too. That's
because
fire.
he performed at an amateur event. He got third
cool.
place.
Right.
Pavlov,
Bodybuilding.
white kid, Ukrainian glasses.
Jason's boy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. He's all swollen shit.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
He got himself
hell
a nice
yeah.
little
What?
silver.
Yeah, he got himself,
sick, too. It's like
East versus West
fat.
medal.
Oh hell
Wow.
yeah! Shout out to Nick, dog. Nick Pavlov.
Yeah, no, super cool.
Rip
Super,
dude with
super
the glasses, man. Hell yeah!
Cool.
Got some
Yeah,
hardware.
Bring that back
Jason,
to
where's your
Cali.
goddamn hardware?
But then the next match was a great match also, and that was Zoranov versus Michael Todd.
That was the best
snap.
match, man.
That one I had so many notes on because that was
Dude,
wild.
that one was nuts. Randolph was like,
dude.
Hey, it was
Zoranov
crazy. Michael
was a
Todd just
goddamn
coming off
warrior.
like, boom,
That first-
flying
yeah,
from the
that
front to
first
the
one was
back of the
crazy.
back.
Dude, he was just jumping into
Hey,
it.
and it was perfect. He didn't
From the
even come
front
off the
all
pad.
the way to the back.
He didn't come off the pad. He didn't hop. I was like,
said, "Ready,
"Whoa,
go."
what the
Boom.
fuck is
Yeah.
even that guy?"
Hey, right when Zornov tried to hit into his, he couldn't. It was like, oh snap! He already
He's like-
pulled me all the way out.
Yeah, because like
That's
what
why he started
Zoranov,
jerking
he,
and shit. That was cool.
Yeah,
that
he
was a
just
cool combat.
Yeah, it was like a wild animal in a cage, dude.
It was
Yeah.
like he's like,
And it was-
"Fuck it, I'm gonna just do it." And I'm like,
and
"What is going on right now?"
And what I was noticing
going
was
bonkers.
like when he was hitting his back pressure on Michael Todd, it was actually throwing Michael Todd up. Like
Yeah.
his arm wasn't like being all spongy; he was locked and he was getting thrown up.
Yeah, 'cause
I
he's
was
like,
like,
dude.
whoa! But he like those hits paid off because he was able to get into Michael Todd's fingers and he just he just pivoted right into what was it?
That was mean.
What I write? I think it was a high hook.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and he kept trying to just crank it down. One hit
Oh
after
no,
another.
he dove into a press. Yeah.
Oh, is that how he
Yeah,
finished
yeah,
it
he
off?
went boom. And it wasn't a flop press.
that was the first two, right?
That was the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one, they had a really nasty clash again. And but Michael Todd, he dove in. He tried to beat him on the hit. And but like Zoranov had this really sick pivot.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, like Michael Todd, he went in for like this
Yeah,
powerful hook, and Zoranov like slid off to the side, catching it.
Then he hit.
And he like he did this hit, and he pivoted back, and,
And
like
Michael Todd shot back right out of there and
and
shot back.
he
to the
fell
thing.
back
Yeah.
and caught it. Oh, dude, that was
the best
so
match
cool.
of the night.
That was
dude.
like
so cool.
That's some real action on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're
Like-
really seeing these fools really go crazy on the table. They're exploring every single move and
Dude,
he's
when
already
Michael,
done
when Michael
seconds.
Todd is not doing a King's move, he's fucking sick.
Yo.
He's sick.
Yeah, but his new like not King's move anymore. It's like
Yeah, it's
still
up higher.
cool. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
good.
no, it's sick.
It's because
He's able
the
to do a lot
WAL
more.
had the pad like it was a hump,
Yeah.
and you could go a little under. So the pad it allows you to go under and
Uh-huh.
shit. So it's weird.
Yeah,
but now
like,
now the pad is good and the the rules are good. So it looks way better how he does it, and that's why he gets a little bit out. That's why
oh yeah,
it's a little bit like Vitaly finished him a little, and then fucking Hermes finished him a little bit
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
than if he was on a
Yeah.
pad that was like this hunched and he's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
yeah,
when he's not relying on that King's move, he's fucking sick.
Look at him now.
He's sick.
Because after that first round, I was like, damn, if Zernov just keeps going nasty like that, he might get him. But then I was also like, man, he just went crazy.
How long do you do that for?
Yeah, he went crazy in the first round,
you can't
too.
do that much.
And then Mike Todd, he's got that shit all day.
But I'm thinking Zernov was probably like, man, he's bleeding me, and I gotta show him what I could do right now.
Well, that's why he was trying to snatch it fast. That's why he was fighting so hard.
And then after he was fighting so hard, he's like, I gotta commit. I already just hit him like 20 times. I gotta get at least one.
Oh, dude, and it was a beauty to watch because even in the third round, they got into a real heavy war, and Michael Todd was forced to retreat into a King's move, and but I didn't mind that because we're getting a sick war. And of course, I'm just like, that fight right there made sense that he had to go into the King's move because it was just nasty. But Michael was still fighting well, even in the King's move because he's doing more pivoting. He was doing more fighting.
Hand too. He was fighting way better with the hand.
A lot more was just happening. And then,
tell him about the Mike special when he.
Well, when we'll get to that. But Zaranov, he just kept hitting that press so wildly that he just he got an elbow foul. His elbow went off the front of the pad, and that became a reoccurring theme with Zaranov because when they reset. Michael, he went in to whip at a press, and then Zaranov he stopped it with some side pressure and whipped out. That's when Michael Todd actually fell back and saved himself from getting pinned. Mm-hmm. And then from there, Todd, he just starts peeling Zaranov's hand back. He just keep rising, and he got into his fingertips, and he just gave all his side pressure that he could, and it took Zaranov all the way to his B side, and Zaranov he was holding it well, and then just Michael Todd just starts sawing at him, just sawing, and like
the lumberjack he is.
Yeah, but Zaranov's desperate attempt to save it, his elbow came off the pad again, and so that gave Todd the round. And then in round 4, Zaranov couldn't even react fast enough.
You kidding me?
Todd didn't even give him the opportunity. Just whip. He just whipped him.
I'm pretty sure he did that in one of the other, maybe the 4th round also, though. In the beginning, before they were ready to go, and he gave him the press to let him know, hey, this could be something too.
Yeah, well, that's did. Why he did, that. But that's when Zaranov, he caught it and he pulled it away, and he almost, because Michael Todd went like this and almost got pinned, and so he threw himself back.
Dude.
And he stopped it just before it got pinned.
That's not match of the night then, huh?
Oh, yeah, that one.
It's not match of the night. I get, surprise of the night was Mask.
Yeah, but
match of the night, dog?
Yeah, if I'm being real,
dog.
now that I'm remembering it clearly, Michael Todd's match was,
I was pumped up because I was tripping. I'm like, dude, Mike can't lose, dog. Mike, you can't lose. And then I'm watching, I'm like, nah, you don't got the juice, homeboy.
Yeah.
You're coming to America, fucking all the fuel is coming from the fans, you know what I mean? You can't lose.
Dude.
You can't lose.
That was
You're
just
in America.
Sick.
You got come on, man. You gotta stomp those feet into the earth and just
Oh yeah. It was so cool. So cool. But
yeah, legendary, man. He did his thing, that's for sure. I was pumped up at watching that. I was like, fuck. And we're driving in the car, and you could see, you could feel the car moving because we're like, oh, shit. You're like, oh, fuck.
But, yeah, and then the next match, honestly, it was very forgettable. It was Ellen versus Fia, and Fia just smash. No strap even required.
Yeah. Steamrolled her, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then the match right after that, Kurdecha came right back to the stage, fighting Morozov.
He took an ass whooping, boy.
Yeah, that was a rough one for Kurdecha because Morozov got every round.
Came in to terminate.
Oh yeah, he smacked him up, and there wasn't even that many notes needed for it.
2 super matches in one day, man, especially at that elite level.
Oh yeah. And
you think you're gonna pull Devil Air first?
Very hard too.
Come on, dog. Pull Devil Air first, and then pull somebody else. Yeah, at that point, you're just collecting Collect the checks, dog.
Yeah, because Devin, he made Cardecchio work through so many different fouls too. So it was just all like, dude, you're burned, you're spent.
I thought Alex, if he could get one or the other. I was like, I don't think he can get both. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he might be able to get Devin at first if he's pulling him first, but then he's not going to have enough juice for the second one because Morozov's going to go crazy.
Yeah,
and he's fresh.
But then the next match was the main event, and that was Hermes versus Levon. And honestly, I really didn't have too much notes to put into it because
not a lot of notes
there was
needed,
like one slip, they went to strap, and then Levon just smacked him.
You steamrolled them, dude.
Yeah, and
they put him in
a
fucking oven and baked him like a pizza pie, homeboy.
They did have an extra like a bonus round at the end of it all, and
Hermes killed him.
No, Levon just.
Hermes didn't get anything. He didn't get a pin or anything.
No, nothing.
What the hell was that?
He didn't even like stop Levon at all. Just sick, man, it looked bad. Yeah, dude. Like this dude's farting over there.
We need to get those, a cough button. We need a fart button for this guy.
Yeah. Well, at least that one wasn't as loud as the last one. That last one was crazy.
Well, those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
The silent but deadly ones.
Yeah, well, that one wasn't quite silent. But
cool, man.
But
I thought he had gotten something on him. No. I seen a picture. It must have been photoshopped or something, dog. I seen Hermes like this, screaming.
They might have been taking like a photo shoot.
Pinned.
Yeah, it could have been him getting pinned because nothing really happened. It was like
Pin me again, damn it.
Just Levon kept pinning him real easy.
Well, something did happen after that.
They did a bonus round and that was about it. And then the lights went off.
And then they had that meeting.
Yeah, then the meeting. But there was one announcement that Robert Baxter made. There was one announcement that Robert Baxter made in the middle of the of the card, and it was an awesome announcement that the Shaw Classic and East versus West are teaming up together for the Shaw Classic in August.
Right.
And dude, that's gonna be sick because like. One of the best things that you could hear or that you could take from that announcement, and I thought it was weird that people were complaining about Robert Baxter even talking. Like,
that's they're messed up, dude.
Dude, I thought that was stupid. I thought that was so stupid.
People don't like his voice because it's very monotone, but
he wasn't even talking long.
He's the current owner of the company, dude. Like, that's like saying you don't want
Dana White.
You don't want any. Dana White has a good. He's good.
Well, here's the thing with Dana White. Dana White drives me fucking insane. I don't like the guy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can stir people up.
Yeah, but like
also you cannot tell the owner. We don't want to hear this guy talk anymore. Like,
well, no, we have to hear the owner. Like, if they're going to be making a big business move like that, the owner should be the one to make the announcement.
Right. I
don't care what he sounds like, and if he's going to be making more announcements, he's only going to get better. This sounded like it was his first time talking in front of people, you know, and it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. Because like he just made a quick announcement, it lasted like 30 seconds, and then Brian Shaw took over the rest.
Nice.
And it was a fantastic announcement because that is huge for the sport. It's weird seeing what people are complaining about online because I highly doubt it's going to be the case that East versus West even falls apart. Like, it's being torn apart right now, but everybody's going to come right back.
I don't believe the hype.
Yeah, Levon hasn't announced that he's leaving, and Devin hasn't announced that he's leaving.
I think even regardless, a lot of this stuff is gonna. It's like I feel like it's just temporary, and it's all gonna blow over in time. Time will tell.
Yeah, it's freaking annoying.
But
if anything, it's disappointing. It's super disappointing because if you're for the sport, you don't try to tear athletes away from where they're getting paid the most.
Yeah, but let's get back to that Shaw Classic. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Oh, you bumped it. Now the camera's all fucked up.
God damn it, dude.
All right. Sorry about those technical issues, but we're back. But yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic, beautiful card. Of course, there was some technical issues.
Shaw Classic, right?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, Shaw Classic. And but
Yeah, the technical difficulty.
Yeah, like
they sucked. That sucked.
Yeah, but one of the beautiful things about them joining forces with Brian Shaw for at least one card, because I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing, but at least for one card.
Hopefully, it could be an annual thing.
Even if it's an annual thing, that's sick. That's sick. You know, but like the one thing that's fantastic about them actually doing this event is that they now are going to get the connections that they need to make this run even smoother. Because even on Brian Shaw's podcast, they were talking about how, or Brian was pointing out the production crew and the issue with the venue, and he was like, "I got guys that could solve that."
Right. You've been following Brian Shaw probably for a little longer than us too, so you can attest to that. You know?
Well, Brian Shaw is the first person in strongman productions to have tremendous payout for the athletes and make profit.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
And strongman is a small sport also. Right. It draws like a pretty decent crowd because it's fascinating of people like doing the inhuman.
Gorillas carry up like 400-pound freaking stone. You're like, what
or even higher. Yeah. Like sometimes they're picking up 500 plus stones. But like the thing is he's the first person to actually give a livable payout to athletes. And
strongest man on earth.
Yeah, and sick medals and trophies. They will be able to get the information that they need, because as far as I'm aware, Robert Baxter is just an arm wrestler. He's
entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. So he understands the business side, but
that's why he got Dexter. He's dude, you're a media guy, and Dexter's like, dude, I love this.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And as far as I'm aware, of all the research that I've been doing, other than personality clashes, Dexter don't seem to be a problem.
Man, Jaden, get into it, man. I already see you filled up, dog.
Yeah. I do have to be a little careful.
We still got Tuolumne to talk about.
Yeah.
About what?
Tuolumne?
Tuolumne.
Shout out to everybody that went to Tuolumne, man. Shout out to all you guys.
Boy, Kyle showing out there getting third place, doing his Thug Dizzle, man.
Yeah, at 205.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, dude. Cutting weight and shit. Let's go, man.
And to that kid that broke his arm out there,
Whoa. We're not gonna put that.
Well, I was just gonna be hey, if you are
just playing. Shout out to my dog, man. Hopefully,
it's terrible. It happens, but if this is something that you do just trust that your bone is gonna get stronger once it heals up, man.
That's why it's always important.
It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to have happen, real tough. But if you actually enjoy it, you're free enough to trust your bone after that. But of course, be careful out there, you guys.
That's why it's so important though to train and also do your research. Not just on the computer watching videos, talking to different arm wrestlers, you know what I mean? But on your own body while you're arm wrestling with certain positions, you got to learn these positions where you're going to be safe in.
Yeah.
Also, you need to learn yourself, where you know the dangers are, what you can withstand, and sometimes you don't know. And sometimes you get put in those positions, without you even, thinking about
the highway
it.
To the danger zone.
Yeah,
that's why it's important to train. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's if you're early into the sport and you're feeling discomfort and pain, actual discomfort and pain, not just irritation and inflammation, listen to that. Don't commit on something that feels uncomfortable unless you're very experienced. Because if you're very experienced, then that pain and discomfort is mostly a minor thing. But when it's early, that's a big thing. Our bones are not quite conditioned until we get to a certain mastery of the sport. And the bones have had the time to adapt. The tendons have had time to adapt. It sucks to hear that happened. We're not going to say names because, honestly, I don't even know the kid.
Name names, man.
Yeah,
Who was it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But, I just heard about it.
When did you hear about this?
Kyle.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, but...
Jesus.
Best wishes to your recovery.
Yeah, hell yeah, my guy.
And hopefully we see you in the future.
Well, yeah, man. Good luck to you, but shout out my dog Kyle, man, doing this thing out there, dog. Let's get on the good track.
Yeah. I mean,
coming behind
third place medal.
Lorenzo and
Ripper.
Jeff Ray.
Yeah, Jeff Ray.
Jeff the Stripper Ray, man. Come on, player.
Yeah, and Jeff, I saw the video on Arm Truval, and Jeff hit him nasty.
Yeah.
Jeff was being mean.
Yeah, we got some things though. Kyle got just to like fine tune some things, and things are happening different though. It's all good though. Those are two studs, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
but there's the tides will change. The tides will change soon.
Oh yeah,
so the tides will rise.
The tides are rising.
You know what happens when tide rises?
Exactly. But it seemed like it was a pretty good turnout over there in Tuolumne. Sorry about me not making it, even though I said I was going to make it. I had some things happen. So, but yeah, like
Makita kicked ass, man.
Yeah, no, like what he got
Makita
first in
ass.
supers or something like that. No, or right-handed.
I don't know.
I think it was right-handed, and Ilya was just pulling left-handed or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
dude. Makita's doing good. I wish there was some more 220 guys out there. That'd been. We need what's his name?
28.
I wish Jake was out there, but I guess he had some stuff going on or whatever.
Yeah, he said he couldn't
that would
make
have been
it.
a cool little match to see where Makita really is, you know?
Oh yeah, that would have been
because he
interesting.
banged with Jody a little bit, held him, but I know Jody was probably like, man, I don't want to get into too much side pressure. I've seen him lift his elbow. He's like, all right, because he's got the tournament this weekend. So he's probably like, I'm giving the least amount of like engagement. I kind of just want to see where I'm at hit wise. Boom, lift up the pad. He moved the table. I seen he was testing that out too because
he definitely
the lift
he was
whatever.
doing a little bit of a show too because
so
he's all
I was like, all right,
you know.
So I was like, all right, this is cool. But to see Nikita even do anything, you know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, that's Jody Smith. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So that's
he's got a
cool.
bright
So
future.
that's somebody to look forward to seeing, you know what I mean, in the 220, 230 class or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably 230s and stuff, but yeah, that'll be fun to be watching soon.
Yeah.
That'll be good. And man, I know they had a bunch of good amateurs too. A bunch of good amateurs out there.
Yeah.
Danny, new riser.
Petros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Didn't he get
out
second?
there. Eric was out there, did like 17 classes.
Yeah, I know. Eric was pulling like crazy.
Dude.
Pulling like crazy.
Whoa.
So shout out to everybody that went over there, man.
Yeah. Shout out to all of me and doing
Nice
that thing,
lumberjack
man.
tournament.
Sorry for those names that we missed. You know, it's hard to
you guys
know
had,
exactly since we
Austin
didn't
was
make
out
it.
there. Austin,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Austin was out there. Alwyn, shirtless as always.
Get that man a shirt.
You don't.
He don't want it. He'll reject it.
Get him the
He'll
shirt.
burn it in front of you.
You give him a shirt, it doesn't guarantee he's gonna wear it.
Yeah. He
look,
goes
man.
to these competitions. They're like, "Oh, here's a free shirt." He goes, "Thank you."
Oh, thank you.
But yeah.
All right,
So,
arm wrestling emergency news, man.
yeah.
Arm
No,
wrestling
we've
emergency
had
news.
some disappointing things happen in the arm wrestling world, and it's very sad to see because arm wrestling is on a fantastic track right now. You know, even though like things are growing slow, we have or the trajectory isn't what people would hope. This is good progress. If you want arm wrestling to succeed, you need big collaborations, and if you want this to actually turn into something to be where guys get paid out more, it has to grow as a business. It has to. It can't just be all under the table. It can't just be all paid in cash because that's not how any business that interacts with the United States can work. Because at a certain point, if you're getting a lot of viewership, the American government's gonna want a piece of that money. And what we're hearing with East versus West and their issues with payment with Petro. And who was the other guy? There was another guy.
Multiple people.
Well, I heard that was only two.
Alexander Kalinachenko.
But what I heard about those ones, those were before it was even bought. And from what I heard, and Engin didn't argue it, so that's a big thing. Is that when they purchased?
Oh, was it Camille?
I don't remember. But for some reason, those aren't ringing a bell, because the only two that I remember hearing was Petro, and then
As far as for the new owners, you mean?
Yeah, for the new owners.
Robert. And
yeah, because there was one that was
Dexter.
definitely an issue, and it sounds like that because Robert Baxter made an announcement, it sounds like that they're trying to get that one resolved.
Yeah, at this point, I think everybody knows the gist of it. Is a little falling out, but things would be different in a perfect world. I think it would be cool if everybody could work together, and but the thing is now like everything has changed because once you sell the company. Honestly, I didn't even know that he sold the company
100%
until I heard that. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Well, now, obviously, there's some things going on behind the scenes that not everybody knows.
Dude, they
There's
had
a
a
lot of
meeting
stuff.
at the end of the match. Remember Hermes? Well, so Hermes was talking about it today, and a bunch of other people like Travis Bajan was also talking about the meeting that they had. You know what I mean? With the lady and the guy, the athlete, and they're talking.
which we could all assume who it is.
Yeah, so they're talking about this situation where now they're like, well, Engin is not in control anymore. Robert Baxter and Dexter are the guys now, and
Well,
they're saying all this stuff.
When I heard that he sold it, like, he's not gonna have any control. Like, even if you sell 50%, you limit 50% of your control. Because you now have to make decisions based off of what the other guy approves of as well.
Right,
Here's the
because he's
problem,
like,
though.
I signed the paper that said I'm still in. I
That I
still
still do
have
these
the
jobs.
choices of this and that. So that's like, okay, this is your job now, but I still am the guy that approves. Yes, no. Hey, I want to get these guys on
It's
the
like I
card.
pay the
I want
invoices.
to pay these guys. I
Well,
want to pay them this much.
Engin's
And he'll be
side,
like, no.
He
yes.
has agreements, right? Five agreements where he signed 100% over, and he gets control over commentators, referees, matchmaking,
Yeah.
and what else?
A
A few other things.
There was one more.
Okay, so those were what were supposed to be guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
But with that being
Because
said,
it's
he sold
everything.
But the thing
100%
is
of
they-
the company.
The
So-
thing is they did follow through with it. They didn't kick him out. He left, and that's what's disappointing to me is
Kinda
because
throwing fits and
yeah,
shit.
is because he's kind of throwing these fits, saying like, oh, like they're not doing what I'm saying. It's like you're not paying the bills, Engin. Like also when it comes to like he made an announcement about a matchmaking in a venue in August. But he didn't talk to his new boss and new owner about it because they were obviously trying to set something up with Brian Shaw.
And respectively, too, they're not so much like an owner because Baxter is a friend of Engin's.
Yeah.
So it's very much a partnership still, a relationship. So
But of course, one person still pays the bills. Has
Right,
to
no,
deal with
100%.
the business end.
But that's the good thing about their relationship is it's
Yeah.
not like I'm your boss.
yeah.
So he still had free float of majority of what he wanted to. He still had the damn power that he almost wanted, but you can't have the same amount of power. Like I
You can't
tell
have
you,
your cake and eat it
hey,
too.
jump this high. Last week, now I can tell you that, but now it's like, dude, hey, do a jumping jack again. It's like, oh well, no, I'm good.
Yeah, and also like
Can't fire me now, but you still have hella power, but you can't fire me for not doing the jumping jack.
Oh, it might have been venues. The fourth thing might have been venues that Engin wanted to do, but like. It's like in the position that arm wrestling is in because arm wrestling is very small still. And Robert Baxter spent quite a lot of money to purchase East versus West. He wants to make sure that he's at least getting his money's worth out of it while still giving the athletes and the fans what they want. And for that to happen, it needs to grow. And obviously there are some complaints about having another person join the lead or help Robert Baxter, Dexter joining in and being like what people are saying is like the second president, but COO doesn't mean that you're the second president.
But he is part owner.
Yeah. And if you're going to be
And
that
I don't
high
think
up
that
in
was
the
a part
role,
of the original agreement.
well, how do you want a business to grow?
Right, which is also, you could argue that point.
Because if it's going to stay small, then you don't need to expand your business. But then, at a certain point, the amount that they were paying people, it's going to fall apart. But it looks like based off of actions, Robert Baxter is trying to make it grow so he can still fulfill these payment obligations and like even get his
That's
money's
part of the
worth
problem,
out of it.
though, is I don't think nobody knows
Well, he's
what
biting the bullet
people are
and he
really
knows he
getting
is.
paid. Nobody knows because nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to be open about, oh, this is what I'm contracted to get paid. Nobody's going to speak about that. So nobody really knows. And there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes about, you know, payments and whatnot. When you're in different countries, getting paid different currencies, there's a lot of previous deals with previous owners. That's the crazy part, is it's not just one dude. It's not just two dudes, not Engin and Robert. There's previous owners. There's the Don guy who had partnership with King of the Table, which was supposedly at a loss, you know.
Oh,
and they wanted him, Robert, to buy that and accrue the debts that was already, you know, where they had to pay the previous
But like
matches.
but from what I heard, Bob Brown, Brezink, and somebody else told Robert Baxter to just let that one drown. And
Well,
honestly,
I don't even think you had to ask them. You could have asked anybody. You know what I mean? Like
really.
anybody with common sense and, you know, would tell you not to buy a business that's in decline.
Yeah,
You know?
because I mean, it's not like King of the Table is having any cards, and what's the point in being the owner of two different cards if you're basically having the same athletes compete in both these different promotions? But
Don't make sense.
it doesn't.
But
like
you see
you're
in the
spreading
post,
yourself
though,
thin.
in the same post, he says, regardless, he did it because of, you know, for Engin and for the pullers, because Robert is a people guy. You know what I mean? Like, obviously,
He's for the
an arm
pullers,
wrestler.
dog. He's
You know
a
what I mean?
seven-time WAF freaking champion.
Yeah.
He's a puller. He's for
not
the
your average
pullers, dog.
Joe. He's a pro.
If you think he's
And he's
the
got
guy
the
that
money
just
to do
doesn't
it.
want to do this shit, he's taking on all this debt. He's taking on all this knowing
This problem that he didn't have to.
It's already at the tip of the iceberg.
Right, and what he
But
said
he's
was,
like, dude,
he's willing to pay Don, the previous owner, for his amount, and to pay the remainder or majority of the remainder of the debt to the athletes. He paid that to Don, so it's Don's responsibility to pay the athletes. And then he also said that he's willing to put 50% of the future proceeds from King of the Table to paying them and Engin also.
Yeah,
but
which is something he
in another
he doesn't
podcast,
actually have
Don
to do.
had a podcast with Aussie Arm Wrestler where he denied plausibility. I don't know if
trust
that's the
his
same
ass,
word,
man. You
but
look at him, you can't
yeah, he
trust
kind of
him.
denied it. He said that they bought the company and they also bought the debt that comes along with it. But if you see what Robert and Dexter are saying, is that they bought the asset shares, which is something different. But see, it's all this mumbo jumbo, you know, sling.
Yeah, buying.
you can't
buying
blame me
shares-
anymore. It's not my company.
It seems like they're doing
So it's on this guy now.
Yeah,
It's
blame,
like,
blame
dude,
this guy, blame that guy.
It's like that
Yeah.
Spider-Man meme.
Dude, somebody pay me.
Yeah, no, it's really
Meanwhile,
just like
Kelvin
that.
Chinko and all them dudes are
Fucking
just trying to
clowns,
get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's tough, but
And
like
it seems like a big thing of miscommunication. That's what it seems like.
yeah, and
It's
like
like some Newscomb shit.
yeah, and like the one thing that disappoints me more than anything else is like Engin sold 100% of East versus West to Robert Baxter. Now he's complaining that he doesn't have the control that he gave away because he wanted the sport to grow. And now he's upset that somebody is trying to actually make the
Well,
sport
think about
grow.
it. Would you sell it?
And I would never have sold 100% if I wanted it to work in a specific way. I wouldn't have even sold 50%. I probably would have sold like 70, maybe or like 80, maybe 70%, you know, where like we have an additional funder, but I still have control. But like 100%, and then you go and cry, like, come on, man. Like,
And-
of course, like you have a respect and love from the athletes as a matchmaker, and that's a big deal.
Well, it wasn't so that he was crying. It was more that he was like basically
like
putting blame.
yeah,
Not
and
so much
my
crying,
point,
but he was kind of down down
Right.
talking.
Yeah, and
the
my
new
point, that's-
owners and
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
he's like, and that's
it
what
was
I
kind of
find
a bad
very
energy
disappointing.
that first video that
It's
he put
kind
out.
of you're
It's
like
kind of
throwing all the blame and shit. That's kind of like, damn, dude, you threw me under the bus. And knowing if that's like, all right, what we're doing, screenshotting text messages,
Yeah, it's fine. Like if
posting them
you're
on YouTube and Facebook, like, dude, now we're.
Well, it's fine, like,
it's
if
a
he-
petty level, though.
yeah, it's fine.
Well, that
if,
was-
like,
that's deleted
since
now.
since he's not the owner
I'm pretty
anymore.
sure that's the post that's been deleted now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my bad
You
for
know, 'cause
interrupting
he-
you, but yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty
no,
sure that's
fine.
what was originally
Yeah, the
posted.
one where
in-
he was just saying,
I think people were going off in the comments, like, dude,
Well,
was stupid of you to
it's
do,
Good,
man.
it's a good retraction then, because it's just all like.
it didn't
like,
make sense.
to me, that sounds like they're in negotiations to get back. You know,
Let's
and,
hope,
No,
man.
I think it was. He knew it was a bad post because he screenshotted a text of him just being like, "Hey, man, maybe you could shout out to Dexter." You know what I mean? He's wants to get involved. He doesn't even need to, and he's going to be a good asset to our company. He's going to help.
You need a
He
media
wants-
crew
yeah,
because
he's got this.
they were actually not good at advertising. They like, in my opinion, they were terrible at advertising. I like
Golden Coffee.
well,
the hell?
well, you want
No,
any
you
sponsor
need
you
some,
can
I
get.
know, but
like,
I'm saying, come on, dude.
Gold
Get-
Star Coffee. That sounds like
some good shit,
You know,
dude.
if you're getting paid, that's
He's
what
out
you
there
need.
with
From
Brian
what I'm
Shaw
hearing
now.
with this dude is that he's trying to he got an interview with Barstool.
Barstool.
You know, like
He
just
also had a-
collaborations, dude. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's kind of
like-
no brainer.
Yeah, no, it is a no brainer.
Same thing with us. We might have
Some
some
people-
collaborations coming soon. We might have some sponsorships coming soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, some people want bars. Like, I want this. This is a bar. This is a
Yeah.
niche sport. This is. We want it to grow, man. We
Yeah.
don't want the WWE shit.
The dumbest,
like, nobody wants the
dumbest
WWE shit either.
The dumbest thing that I've ever heard from anybody who says they're a fan of anything says that, oh, what even is the future of this sport? It's not even viewer friendly. If you enjoyed a sport that you participated and wanted to grow and want your favorite athletes to actually make money, fucking give a damn about it. That is the most disappointing shit I've ever heard. That's
Tell
like
them,
that's a loser mentality. Like
fucking
the
loser,
only
man.
reason you do anything is because you have a belief in it. Like if you don't have a belief in something and you just do it, like, or you support it and you're like, well, this is kind of trash anyways. Get the fuck away from me. I think you're a piece of trash.
You're a loser.
Like that is a sad, sorry mentality. Like if golf is popular and makes a lot of money, if baseball is popular and makes a lot of money, arm wrestling can be popular and make a lot of money, because out of viewer experience, golf and baseball are fucking ass. If we're being real, those are some of the worst sports I've ever had to watch. Yeah. Like if you're watching baseball, you're basically a pitching fan. You're watching somebody try to throw a ball to not get hit. That's interesting. Outside of that, what the hell are you even doing? And like golf, most of the time you're watching somebody ride around at a golf course, take a swing, ride around at a golf course, nobody makes noise. But guess what? Then you had freaking Waste Management buy up a lot of golfing, and they're like, go nuts if somebody makes a goal. Now they're throwing freaking beers like all over the place. They're going wild, and that makes an even better viewing experience.
It's Happy Gilmore, dude. That's what Happy Gilmore did.
You have to believe in a sport, and like purists in any sport kill every sport. Like if we're being real, if we're watching MMA or boxing as purist, like you would never have UFC. You would never have boxing. There would be nothing entertaining. You wouldn't have any commentators. You wouldn't have any crowds because you want it to be silent. You would want it to have like
a basketball court.
Yeah, or you would want to basically have nothing around just the fight. That's called
No
a
cage.
smoker. And even then, smokers know that they have to make a freaking event entertaining, or else people aren't going to show. And if you want people to make money, if you want anything to do well, you have to draw attention and an energy to a sport. So when I saw those posts of people just being like, "What even is the future?" Like, you're short-minded and you'll never succeed at anything. And like, believe in something. And like, arm wrestling has the potential to do even better than strongman. Strongman's doing pretty damn fine. Like, strongman could absolutely do better. Absolutely.
Remember,
arm wrestling, if you know how to, like, there's just a few little viewership tweaks that you could do, maybe even some real tweaks, and it would be even an even better viewing experience than something like strongman. And that's coming from a strongman fan. Like, come on. Like, that made me furious just seeing, like, what a lot of the arm wrestling community is saying out of this, because, like, fucking believe in something. How can you have anything work or how does anybody even get a dream or have a dream succeed or make, or like, how did Bezos like make Amazon? How did or Eddie Hall deadlift 1,100 pounds? Like, how did John Jones become one of the best fighters of all time? How did Tom Aspinall become, like, even though I talk shit about John Jones, you know, they have a belief in something and they execute it to the best of their ability. And hoping that a sport does not try to execute their business to the best of their ability means it will never go anywhere. And, like, it is just disappointing that, like, people were even talking that this was, that this has no future. Like, come on, man. Why do you even do it? Why do you even do it? Why are you even a fan? Why are you even interacting? Because that's not even constructive criticism. That's just putting something down. But, like one of the things that made me really disappointed, like, just by the actions of, like, Engin with East versus West, is he didn't make any statement to the athletes why they shouldn't leave East versus West. Like, you sold this company, you say you sold it to grow the sport, you want the sport to do well, you want the athletes to get paid what they want to get paid.
It's a baby, man.
But you sell 100% of a promotion that you built up with the help of those around you. Even though Engin might not say that, or he might say that he had 100% responsibility and that he's the only one that made East versus West what it is. The thing is, like, it is horrendous to see that you sold a company 100% and then immediately after you rip the athletes out of their hands. How is anybody going to buy another business from you again? Like, if, like, you go, like, let's say Engin goes and makes another promotion and he involves the athletes that he literally ripped away from East versus West, or those that followed him. Why would anybody want to purchase that promotion from him? Why would anybody want to do business with him? Because they just will see that he has this history of ripping products away.
I wonder if
valuable assets away.
I wonder if that meeting had a bunch to do with it too, about, like, the athletes.
But, like, we don't have any insider on that.
Imagine it. Well, the athletes were talking about it that were there.
Yeah,
a few of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were saying, you know, Jody's over there, Devin's wife, Devin Larrett's over there.
But did somebody say specifically? Because I only heard them say
the lady and the guy. Yeah, but we all know who the, you know.
who?
We're not retarded. You know what I mean?
Out of all those athletes, I don't think anybody's wife is speaking up, except for Jody. So the whole time
they're talking and they're like, "Well, what the fuck do you mean, you guys? You and Engin, and when you're talking about somebody that you rock with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's say your coach or whatever, you know, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's not in the mix no more. What? As I was aware of, this guy was the guy.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And so these guys are like, first of all,
oh my god! You should have done that outside.
Sorry, dude, it's too late.
This fool farts right here.
The whole time,
right here.
You came back and then you went and then you did that and then you farted on him.
Well, actually, at least I got this. It's pulling. It's gonna push the air away from me.
Oh man, because he didn't even give it a
smell.
He didn't. He didn't give it a second. He fucking farted and he dragged it. He didn't even stand for a second.
I crop dusted on my way out and I crop dusted on my way back in. No,
dude, I've been ripping.
Spreading his pesticides.
I apologize. But let's get back into it, man. Where were we?
It smells like shit.
Yeah, you got the wind pushing at you.
It smells like shit, dude.
It's not even that bad, dude. It's natural gas, CO2.
Fortunately, my nose don't work, so. but it's still gross.
Now I'm about to get
not even that fucking bad.
But
I don't even remember. Fuck. If I didn't.
Oh, you were talking about the
Oh yeah,
backstage.
I was saying that. I wonder if because a lot of the guys are like, dude, I'm not gonna be around this shit. And Devin Larrett's the leader of or you know what I mean, doing all it being in the ear of the matchmaking, the rule settings and shit like that. Because I could get it, I could understand it. You know what I mean, but. That now we're all fucking. It's a big cluster, dude. But I could imagine a lot of athletes are probably like, "Oh hell no, I'm not dealing with that."
I
shit.
see a lot of hate and a lot of blame going towards Devin Larrett.
East versus West is gonna be good though. Still.
Well, it's like the way that I see it.
WAL never had all those East guys.
Yeah. Well, it's like the way that I see it is like when it comes to this whole because I'm not 100% sure that it is actually Devin and Jody, but I wouldn't be surprised because we do know Devin is kind of a loudmouth and he's very
who was in
passionate
the meeting with
about arm
Brian
wrestling.
Shaw in the podcast?
Right. But then, honestly, the way that I also see that is that Brian is like, oh, Devin is my friend. And Robert Baxter is probably more comfortable with Devin being there.
Did you see when they edited the video for somebody knocking on the door and coming in?
I wasn't watching it. I was listening.
What video?
Okay, yeah, they were
their
the
podcast.
Somebody knocked on the door, and they edited the video. They started. They like. Oh yeah, no, into a different conversation, or the same one. It just sounded different. It was Jody Larrett.
Well,
coming in there.
Well, to be honest,
what does that have to do with it?
Baby oil.
Well, look at this.
Oh, that has to do with that P. Diddy comment that I seen, dog.
Well, think
I
of
seen
it.
a crazy comment, man. Somewhere. I don't know if you want to drop that.
Think of it this way:
crazy,
like when we had that,
They cut that out.
when we just had that technical issue with this camera, that didn't take more than a minute to fix, but we lost track of what we were talking about.
Yeah. So imagine Jody comes in, Devin Larrett, Robert Baxter, Dexter, Brian Shaw, baby oil.
Or even if it was somebody, baby
Come
oil.
on, man.
Hey, man, I seen a comment somewhere from one of the previous owners of King of the Table.
No, not owner. He was a
investor, one of those shareholders, a shareholder actually. I'll pull it up. We'll pull up the actual comment. Well, we don't got to do that. Yeah, I can, but I don't even know if I should even say it right now, man.
I already said baby oil.
Just say it, and we can decide if we want to cut it or not.
Well, basically, he was just saying that, like, this sucks, the current situation that East versus West is in, but it was only a matter of time, and I could have foretold it, And somebody asked him, hey, would you ever come back to working doing arm wrestling again with Engin? And the guy said, this is his word for word, he said, I would rather have more trust in P. Diddy throwing me a close family party. And somebody said, what do you mean by that?
Statement.
Yeah, somebody said, what do you mean by that?
It just means you don't trust
and
him.
he left it at that, and then you could already assume what everybody else started implying. But we'll be right back for that one.
Baby oil, man.
Yeah, that's a weird comment, but it kind of just shows though that certain people lost their trust in certain people, and vice versa. You know what I mean? On both sides, it's just
It's bad for both ends, man. Because Engin's a very important person to the sport. Very important.
But the one thing that is true, and here's just an absolute fact.
Get him, King.
Like, even though Engin has done a lot of good things for the sport with East versus West and King of the Table, he did something that other people didn't do. He brought the strongest together to pull against each other.
The best.
But guess what? The reason why that worked is because arm wrestling has been very shady throughout the years. But if Brian Shaw is actually interested in growing the sport and doing something with it, which it seems like he is, and like if Brian's committed on something, I believe that he is, because he committed to strongman without getting paid very well for years. I think he said like when he won the first World's Strongest Man, he got paid like under $10,000 or something like that. Yeah. Like it was like he wasn't doing it for the money; he was doing it because he loved it. But he committed to that for
sponsorships, boy.
Well, he ended up making money off of just YouTube, off of his name that he built through his work. And Brian Shaw's a competitor. He gets obsessed Like I've been following him for years. That guy just will, like, when he wants to do something, he gets obsessed about it.
Like P. Diddy.
Jesus.
What I want,
But-
I need to have.
I'm still kind of just flabbergasted by that whole P. Diddy comment. I'm
That
like,
is
man,
a-
that came
that
out
is
of
a-
left field.
that is
dog.
a wild
Like,
statement.
And I'm
That's
pretty
out
sure
of
it's on
pocket.
his post. I'm like, or Kelenchenko's post. I had to find it, but it's just like wild, bro. All this stuff that's coming
He's
out
a
from
shareholder.
these
He's been at
investors,
a Diddy party for
shareholders.
real.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's crazy to see when bad business happens. And people
Bad
are just
business
spilling the
always
beans.
happens.
You know what
Bad
I mean?
business always happens.
But not,
believing
but not
that
in this
business
case
works
where the
perfect.
beans are being spilled like publicly, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
this
like,
is raw dog at its finest, dog.
This happens with a lot of things.
Because it's an arm wrestling. It's so small.
Well, the way that I see it is if Engin actually goes and starts a promotion with the athletes that went with him, it's exactly like IFSA and World's Strongest Man. And guess what?
Wait, did we cover? Sorry, my bad for interrupting. I keep interrupting you. Did we cover though that the
Speak, boy.
athletes who are being owed from the previous
Yeah.
owners, and they're and
Yeah, he definitely
Cover that?
mentioned it. Yeah,
okay.
We talked about it, yeah.
yeah, because like when you buy, like, if Petro is not under contract when he was purchased, or when they purchased East versus West, and he was owed money, East
verbal
versus West
contract
does
is-
not owe him anything.
Right.
But Petro,
From
they
the
said he
previous
wanted.
stuff, but they are
Cash, you
trying.
want
They are
cash.
I wanted
trying.
my win bonus and
Like this is one of the things that's super honorable about Robert, from all the things that I've been looking up, is that he is actively wanting to remedy these situations so everybody is happy in the end.
Right.
That's something he doesn't have to do at all.
Boy.
It's very expensive to do that, to extend out that hand. And still trying to grow it and grow the sport and getting
But
hate for it.
that's
for
why
some
I'm
reason.
thinking it could be a miscommunication thing, because it's
Yeah,
like,
that's what I think.
you know, like if these guys are like, oh, I'm out because Engin's out, maybe it's like, yeah, Engin's out, but he's out for his reasons, right?
Yeah.
So he put it in these guys' hands because he trusted them. And yes, stuff's a little rocky right now, but come on, man, it gets rocky, and then the
Every
ride gets
business
smooth,
gets
you know?
rocky. Yeah, everything gets rocky. Like
But
pretending
hoping
that
for
it's
the
all
best.
perfect all the time, and just because something rocky happened and you believe that it's all going to fall apart, you don't deserve to own anything. Like, because just like you're a person that if something breaks, you go get a new one instead of a fix it person. Like, come on, man, come on. You can't do that with something that you believe in.
I'm on Engin's side.
You're a loser.
Oh, I'm on like both sides actually.
No, I'm just playing. I'm not picking sides.
Like,
it's
I'm
not even
actually-
a thing where we should pick sides, people.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's something where we
hope
need to
they both
realize
get right,
that it's
man.
not big
Yeah.
enough for us to be picking sides and bickering and fighting back and forth. A lot of the stuff we're talking about is some of it's subjective, most of it's objective though. But at the same time, you never know, because unless those contracts come out, we'll never know. This is what
Yeah.
Robert Baxter's saying. This is what Dexter's saying. This is what Engin's saying. There's a lot of stuff just being said and thrown around. So, I mean,
And the only reason why I'm like a little bit more lenient on, or leaning towards like what Robert and Dexter are saying, is because if push comes to shove, they have receipts. Engin's entire business model never seemed like it had receipts because it was all paid in cash. Like,
we had to come to an understanding at a certain point. It's the same thing with politics, bro. Like, it's always, oh, what this side, that side, this side, that side. It's like, man, at the end of the day, we got to solve this stuff and come to a compromise.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to work if we're just all playing tug of war this whole time. I mean,
There's 3 people that know, and they're lawyers. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
everybody else is just hearsay, and it's like, well, this guy said this. Well, I know this guy, and I believe this guy, and what he said was this. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, well, all right, well.
And like that's why I said that if Engin ends up or if he actually stays away from East versus West, which I think he's going to come back. Like
I
it
think
seems
they're
like
gonna
it
get
seems like
remedied.
his actions are kind of like leaning towards that he's going to come back.
Just
Uh,
temper tantrum.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. Like
what do
because
you guys think?
well, I haven't been following the sport for too long, but out of the things that I hear that he just says all the time, he just seems like he kind of reminds me of like a boss that will just lash out real quick, throw a temper tantrum, and then once he cools off, he's like it's all like he tries to pretend it didn't really happen.
Let me tell you something. East versus West going to roll on, man.
Yeah,
It's going to roll on. All the athletes, there's a bunch of East athletes that they said, you know what I mean? You got a bunch of people, you know, Ibrahim Segov, Vitaly, all these people. And Vitaly's talking that shit, but I'm pretty sure I was listening to Travis Bajan podcast. Yeah.
Lelettin's under contract.
Yeah.
He better be careful with what he says.
But he just won't arm wrestle. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He'll just have to sit out until he's done. You know what I mean?
Well, if his contract is dependent on how many times he pulls, then he's under contract forever. If he doesn't pull,
and then how many matches?
Yeah, if it's based on
I don't know
matches,
if it's like that. I think it might be time wise, but yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
But even then,
Engin ain't like.
Because I did see something that Morozov posted, and he was just all like, contracts don't matter across in another country. Yes, they fucking do. American lawyers will fucking. Or they will fuck you up, man.
Yeah.
There are a lot of.
They'd go after.
Here's the thing.
People personally.
Well, no.
You know what I mean? Because that would ruin the integrity of the organization. If you go against somebody personally, it's like, all right, you can't do that. But what you could do is go against the whole organization. That's what might happen because they say, this organization is putting something on with a contracted
Well, that's
puller.
why Jorge Masvidal had to ask, hey, can I have this fight with Nate Diaz because I'm still under contract? I just retired.
Because you're not singling this person out. You're singling the whoever's promoting.
You'll sue the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Hired Morozov.
That would be called a class action lawsuit at that point because you're getting others that work for the company or are contracted by the company involved.
That's what they were talking about.
A lot of people are talking about, hey, Engin, how come you don't just start your own stuff? F the BS. Like, just you already know what to do. You've done it before. You get into it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not that simple, dudes. Also, it's like we don't even know what the hell happened. We know now is he sold 100% of it, and Robert Baxter and Dexter own it. And
right. So, anyways, man, back to what I was saying. I was listening to Travis' podcast, and I guess Devin Larratt posted on his page that they said that they got the visa for Vitaly. Now that could just be that could just be
for the Brian card because that's what Dexter said on Henry.
They said they might be able to get
He didn't say it for sure though yet.
Well, he said that's what they were trying to do.
But today, Devin Larratt, I guess, posted on his social media saying that they got it. I don't know if he is or isn't, but if that is true, then do you think that he's not going to want to come to America?
You think he's not going to want to pull Devin Larratt?
You think Vitaly's not going to? Come on,
dog.
Pulling up Devin Larratt, but for sure, just to get out of Russia.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, what? I could come to America, but all that shit talking might come to a halt. But it might not. Who knows? You know,
here's potentially one thing that could be risky about being an athlete in Russia with a war going on, and you don't compete for a certain amount of time. Is that I wouldn't be surprised if they would want to try to draft you because they're like, we didn't draft you because you said you were a competitor and you were being a Russian athlete. You know, that's something that we support. That's something that we want. But we have this war going on. We haven't seen that you're competing and you have no good reason to not compete, but you seem healthy. Front lines.
Hey,
but
man,
like,
let me tell you.
But the thing that I was getting at is
And the wars.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And these bullshit nonsense wars.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Those are my guys.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah, no more lives than to be lost over this dumb stuff, man. Over rich people trying to get richer.
Yeah.
But that's a little political. We'll
anyways,
get back to arm wrestling.
East versus West going to prevail with or without those 11, 12, whoever's behind Engin. You know, even Hermes. Hermes, you're a big name. You know, but
huge name.
Everybody,
big
we
name.
can do without. It will be good. It might not be as dope as it was once, but in a year or two, they're going to get hungry.
They're going to
be like, damn, I wish there was a few $1,000s in my pocket or $1,500 paid trip, food, meal.
Well, guess what? Here's the way. Like, if Baxter or Robert Baxter and Dexter are successful with what they do with Brian Shaw's, and every one of their events start becoming cleaner and crisper, and the matchmaking is still all right. All these athletes that left, they're going to be like they're going to want to come back because they're like, oh, the payment didn't really drop. Oh, there's so much more fans because like if Devin Larratt doesn't leave, he is the biggest name in arm wrestling. If he doesn't leave, he's the biggest draw, which means the most money is going to go wherever he is competing, because more people are going to want to see Devin Larratt compete, because a lot of people think Devin Larratt is the best in the world, or like that he is the world champion right now.
Yeah, behind Levon.
Yeah, but like a lot of people that I meet, they all think that Devin Larratt is the world champion.
Yeah.
And
But
it's just because of his fame.
The real question is,
And-
are you ready to watch a card of Devin pulling 10 different people?
Well, I would watch
that's what
that.
we're getting.
Honestly,
I'd watch that.
I could see Devin Larratt and Michael Todd going at it again, especially this Michael Todd.
Yeah.
I
That
could
would
watch
probably
that.
be-
I
it
could
would
watch
probably be
that.
super
I could
cool.
watch this Todd.
That would be super
I
cool.
think they're saving
But-
that because, I mean, listen, both of them are getting older and they're getting later in their careers, so I think they want to get as many Eastern pullers as they can get.
No, that's what
and
they're doing,
eventually
yeah.
they'll pull each other.
It's East
you know what
versus
I mean?
West, not
Yeah.
West
Right.
versus West.
So I think
Well,
they're saving it.
The one thing that I like, because I have seen some people complaining about this card where they're like they're advertising the Americans too much. You're in America, bro. The event was in America.
Yeah.
Like if the event is in Georgia, guess what? They're gonna hype up the Georgian fans. They're gonna hype up the Georgian athletes.
Well, not just that,
but then also, then also, if you want the sport to grow, you have to advertise and placate to America. It sucks, but that is the case. America is the largest consumer in the world.
Yeah, the West is buying the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
Like, dog, we're buying the pay-per-views.
We don't have that many people, but we are the ones that buy the pay-per-views. We are the ones that buy the shirts. We are the ones that buy the merchandise.
We're the ones paying $1,900 to sit front row VIP.
Yeah,
to get the the 3-day whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dog.
you-
It's like 19. It's expensive as hell, dude.
Yeah, it sucks that is the case, but America is just the wealthiest
Fuck
country in the
yeah.
world.
Well, here's the thing.
And-
Also, it's also a fact of there's a big cultural difference between Eastern pullers and Western pullers when it comes to
And they're purists.
well, not just that. When it comes to
Shit talking.
yeah, shit talking. You know, like when you're on the table, you know, Western pullers are way more known to get a little crazy, get a little
Yeah.
wild, do a lot of shit talking, getting them mind games. I mean, look at Devin Larratt. Look at the newer guy Hunter Knobs. You know what I mean? Like, look at Travis Bajan in history. It's just known, right?
Yeah.
So Engin is looking for that too. When he's egging people on in his podcast, like he wants that because the people feed off that, and they're like, "Damn, you know what? What builds up an
Drama.
event? A story.
Yeah, story,
People follow
drama,
a story. They're like,
you know,
"Damn, dude, did you hear what this dude just said?" And not everybody does that because of the cultural differences. A lot of more people are a lot more stoic out there, a lot more respectful, and a lot more. You know, sportsmanship is a little different. So
And
that
that's
makes sense
super-
why they're catering more
Yeah.
because these guys are going to pull in more viewers. And not only that, but they're a little more controversial. You know what I mean? And sometimes it sells.
Well, and then you want to know what? Those that complain about it over there, you're still watching. Like you might not like it, but guess what? You still turn it on
tune in.
because you tune in. You're interested in that. You like the conflict. Like you just like.
Here's something to think
you start
about.
getting, it's a virtue signal in my opinion.
All those people that I didn't know about before East versus West put us on to so many stuff. But the main reason that we know a lot of these dudes is because of the Western pullers, because they pulled Devin Larratt, because they pulled, you know what I mean? They're killing.
let's be real.
Originally,
Let's be
they're
real.
killing
The top
the
notch
Western
rings.
pullers.
Well,
and I'm
no,
like,
no.
oh,
John
snap.
Brazing's.
These dudes are killers because
I'm
we're
gonna
watching
say something
these guys
deeper.
like, damn.
I'm going to say something deeper that a lot of people will try to argue the fact. I think the reason why there was a big boom in arm wrestling is because of Larry Wheels and Juji Mufu.
For sure.
Because
At the time in,
that's
COVID,
called
King of the Table did.
collaboration.
They've got big
And
followings.
That was
I
when
mean, that's why I'm in arm wrestling is because of Larry Wheels. And like when I heard that Larry Wheels wasn't staying in arm wrestling, I was like, oh, you know, that sucks. But I now am into arm wrestling. And then it really
Larry Wheels, dude.
really irritated me when I saw Hermes say that Larry was bad for the sport. I'm like, dude,
Why was that?
I know well, because he was like, oh, he was only in it for a little bit.
Because I
and he
never
left.
knew why he left
He never
or
needed it.
anything.
Well, it's because he wanted to be a bodybuilder.
Oh, he wanted to go back to.
Yeah, no. Larry Wheels is young.
That.
He has all these other strength aspirations.
But there was never really no like public statement. It was kind of like people were like, "What's going on? Like, is he not owner or not partnership no more?"
Well, it was kind of clear if you were watching him, like, because I've watched Larry Wheels for years,
right? Because he kind of took a step back from arm wrestling too.
Yeah, well,
he was getting paid
like when he did.
dog.
Well, when he did the arm wrestling and started King of the Table, like he was like
the face.
Well, he had a lot of money, and like he found it fascinating. He was good at it. He was interested, but then all this pressure was put on him, and he also wanted to do these other things because while he was doing arm wrestling, he was competing in strongman at the same time as well. Yeah. He was also competing in powerlifting and bodybuilding all at the same time. And so
he was on Bradley Martin's podcast talking about his how he did meth previously.
Oh yeah, no, he was on a ton of drugs.
It's crazy though because
meth is probably the least of his.
You hear his story and it's like, dude, he's super open about his whole life. His whole life story.
Larry. That's why I love watching.
He's
his
like,
stuff.
dude, I love porn.
It's because he's straight up, just like Rich Piana. That's why Rich Piana was so famous and successful, is because he was just a straight up guy. You know, like he's just all like, hey,
Rich Piana.
This is what I do.
He's like, oh, you called me another cookie. It's a protein cookie.
He's like this.
Oh, that was bad. That was really bad when that happened.
That's terrible.
That scared me, and it ended up happening.
Oh man!
But the only reason that I'm in arm wrestling was because Larry Wheels jumped into it. Like of course, I progressed further when I saw Brian Shaw collaborate with Derek Smith. And that's when I bought my first table, the Arm Assassin table that Derek Smith advertised. I bought that table, and then I found Lenny's training practice afterwards, like very soon after.
The table you got right now?
Yeah, the one that we have here. It's an Arm Assassin table. Yeah, and like
good quality table.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's really light too, weirdly, but like and like. I found it super strange that Engin was talking bad about Larry. I'm just all like, dude.
When was this?
This was like, I want to say 6 months ago.
Oh, snap. I don't think I've seen
that.
He said, he said Larry was bad for the sport.
Podcast.
Yeah, he was like, Larry was bad for the sport.
He was all in a one-time type situation, he was saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but it's all like
even then though, it's like,
dude, he started King of the Table.
Yeah,
which was before East vs. West.
Yeah,
that was when
Larry Wheels is kind of the reason why East vs. West is even happening, and he talked bad about him. Yeah. And
I bet you Larry Wheels doesn't give a crap about it. He's just,
he don't.
What he say is like, dude,
he's above it, and that's the problem.
What do you want me to do? It's like, that was a year ago, dude, and I'm like, I did my part.
And that's the problem of Engin talking bad about Larry, is because Larry actually did so much.
Are people owed from that event?
Huh?
Because that could
so
be
Larry
part of
Wheels owes some money, dog.
Are people owed from those events that Larry was a part of? Maybe that's why he's like, I'm out of here.
That's on Don and the fucking those assholes at Core Sports and stuff. Too,
yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on because it was on Core Sports originally. Now it's on EVW. So
or maybe even Larry wasn't even the owner.
Yeah,
it's possible that Larry wasn't even the owner. He was just the person that brought it all together.
Right. Hey,
but like either way, it's just all like fortunately, I was already a fan and into arm wrestling when that happened. But if I was just getting into it and I saw Engin talking trash, I would have just been like, dude, you this sport don't appreciate any help, so screw it. And so it's just all like you can't just talk bad about people that help you. Just well, here's the thing. Juji Mufu is not an arm wrestler. But look at how many people he's brought into it.
During COVID, especially.
Yeah. Well, Juji is one of the most famous fitness athletes, right next to Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw, and Larry Wheels, and maybe like Will Tennyson and Jesse James West.
All around.
Yeah. Juji is absolutely more. But the thing is Juji brought so many people to arm wrestling, and he doesn't exactly get the recognition of it. And like if somebody was just getting into arm wrestling and they are real big fans of Juji and they're like, oh, I liked that video that Juji did with Devin Larratt. I am curious about arm wrestling. I want to get into it. And then they're doing all their research and stuff. They're looking things up, and they hear somebody in arm wrestling be like, oh, Juji is terrible, like a terrible ambassador for arm wrestling. Like what he did for us was a bad representation. It's just all like, they're going to be like, oh, well, this isn't the sport I want to be involved in, because they don't appreciate anybody that joins in, even for a little bit. That looks terrible. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible look. Because they don't even have any allegiance to you. They have interest. And if they see that you don't take interest in other people, they don't want to be a part of you. Like,
This is true, man.
and it's tough to see. And that's why I find it just all so disappointing. It just reminds me of IFSA and World's Strongest Man, where we could have had so many events with Brian Shaw versus Zydrunas Zaviskus, but Zaviskus went to IFSA because one of the owners of World's Strongest Man, they separated, and he started IFSA, which was the strongest man on earth, and they had higher payouts for the athletes, but they couldn't sustain themselves. They and World's Strongest Man prevailed because it had the highest payout, or its trajectory was more of a business model, so it lasted longer. And so if Engin ends up starting a promotion, it would probably do super well in the beginning, but it doesn't seem like he's doing anything to actually make sure that the business can sustain itself. And so if that is the case, it will fall apart, and we'll never get those matches that we want for years, just because of this stupid divide that never needed to happen because it was clashing egos. Just suck it up. Just do the work. It's for the sport. If you are separating because of egos, you are the problem in the sport. And it's tough. It's tough.
What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
So I think we went over pretty much.
It doesn't matter what your thoughts are.
But one thing about the thing about what we were talking about, how they're talking about all the American athletes getting more promo, I didn't notice. And also, if you're in America, you're gonna have more American pullers or Western pullers, like Canadians and stuff like that, because then now you're gonna bring the Easterners that are like, oh shit, well now we got Levans, Alex Kudecha, he's bigger than a tower. That's what the American people are like, holy shit, those are the people, what the hell are these guys?
They're like, they arm wrestle? They could do anything.
They're talking all this shit, and it's like, dude, when they went to Tbilisis, Georgia, Georgian, you know what I mean? Like Gennady, Irakli.
Well, also, what's really weird is this is the first event the second event that's in America, and every other event.
It's the third one.
Oh, it's the third one.
Pretty sure they had one in Atlantic City,
Texas,
Arlington, and Chicago.
The Texas one was the one before this, and
not for nothing. I'm pretty sure Atlantic City. If you listen to the Dexter podcast, Dexter's like, yeah, in Atlantic City they had a disagreement on something, and Engin's like, I'm out. You guys handle the rest.
That's dumb.
Just like dogs. So
It sounds like he doesn't even want to make solutions. He doesn't want to make things happen.
Drop the ball.
Yeah,
that's bullshit, man. We're beating a dead horse on this one with that whole thing.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about it, man?
Drop it down in the comments. Tell me if I'm an idiot. If I'm being an idiot, tell me if I'm an idiot. But tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Don't worry, I take criticism well. And because if I'm wrong on something, I do want to be right. And so, but this is just the things that I've been noticing, and it just reminds me a lot of World's Strongest Man and IFSA. And IFSA did not survive. As much as it sucks to lean more in a business model, we live in a world where you cannot be a purist. Sadly, it just cannot be that case. No matter which country you are at, because IFSA was they did all their stuff overseas, and they were not any Western-based company from all that I am aware of, but they didn't survive. So it doesn't matter where your ideals lie. Can it work in reality? And that's just the hard facts. But all right, so we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up, and hopefully it wasn't too sad or lame of a mood. Sorry
for the crop dusting.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
No, you apologize to me. You don't apologize
Yeah,
to them.
that's bullshit, man. The fucking fan hit
But
me
you
all the way,
farted,
dude.
what are you guys eating? Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been ripping the whole time. I've been dropping silent ones, dog.
I'm freaking lucky I can't smell. Or I would have lost my flow a bunch
All
of
right,
times.
you guys, stay
Holy
strong.
shit, it's pork rinds.
But yeah. So we'll see you guys next time.
All right,
Stay
USABs.
Like and subscribe.
My fucking legs are killing me. I gotta stand.